goals, but not as you know it, Jim. All right. So I could go on about SMART goals, and I could tell you how to do these goals. And it would be the same as any other kind of, how to achieve your goals, whether we were talking about fitness or whether we were talking about business or anything like that. And yet we still don't do it. So this is what really inspired this whole talk off for me. I've stolen this from a friend of mine's Instagram feed. And the top picture is obviously what we think is going to make us productive and is going to make us successful. It's just like hard work, grind, graph. And actually, if we prioritize our exercise, our healthy eating, our sleep, and time off, then the harder work that we actually do is far more productive. So what I want you to do is, during this first bit of the talk, and then we're going to go out into breakout rooms, I want you to think about a fitness or well-being goal that you would like to achieve in the next 90 days. So that takes us to the end of February. So, for example, it could be, and this is not an exclusive list, literally anything. So it could be something to do with running, whether you wanted to do Couch to 5K, whether it was just, I want to run from point A to point B without stopping, or I want to go from point A to point B in a certain amount of time, and you want to work up to that. I've put climb Snowdon. Box Hill's probably the closest big hill to us that people like to either climb up or cycle up or run up. So whatever's the equivalent for you guys that's local to you. Meditation is such a huge tool, and I often hear people say to me, oh, I can't meditate, I just can't do it, I can't sit still, I can't sit quiet, my mind's always sort of chatting. And again, it's like exercise, it's something that you've got to build up. So perhaps that would be something that you'd like to build up to a certain amount of minutes where you could actually sit and feel like you've achieved something. And events, Tough Mudder, triathlons, those will be starting to open up in the new year. They managed to open them up in the middle sections between the two lockdowns. And if it's an outdoor event, no doubt they're going to be opening them up by sort of February. So you could have a look for something like that. Book and attend however many self-care sessions every week, fortnight, month, whatever you feel like you want to do. I often try and do something different for myself every single month. So be it acupuncture, I booked some shiatsu for this month, reflexology, aromatherapy, something different that's just for you. And then obviously if you find something that really works, then you can go and book that regularly. It could be something to do with lifting weights. Yes, us ladies, it's so important that we actually lift weights and build some muscle. So it could be that you wanted to deadlift or you wanted to bench press a certain amount of kilos. How about this one? The monkey bars. This is my one. I meant to do this over lockdown. I always want to be able to get all the way across the monkey bars, and I am utterly rubbish at it. Or a certain amount of pull-ups or push-ups in, I've put a minute. You could do 2, you could do 5, see what you fancied. Hold a plank for a certain amount of minutes. Attend a weekly club, fitness club, meditation, choir. I mean, most of you that know me know that I adore the choir. It's sad that we're not in person at the moment, but still that hour that I get with them, just singing their head off to myself, because they can't hear me on Zoom, which is sometimes probably a good thing, is just, it's therapeutic. It's so wonderful. It could be cooking, it could be a book club, something like that that's just for you, or simply that you're going to set yourself the goal to exercise a certain amount of times a week. We like the numbers 3 and 5 for times a week, but it has to be achievable for you. Okay, so there's that. Get your thinking box on. If we missed one, Yeah, maybe. Weight loss. This is always on the list of goals. Whenever I do that, the health questionnaire, when people start to train with me, I want to lose weight and like to tone up. Well, so let's get the language right first, because as you see, as we go through this, the language is so important. What you say to yourself and what you say out loud is so important. So if you want to lose some weight, go and have a big poo, cut your hair, wax those lockdown legs and any other bits of that stray hair that's going on, cut your toenails, and only weigh yourself first thing in the morning after you've been to the toilet, after taking a diuretic and not eating for 2 days. There you go. Weight loss. Ta-da! Goal achieved. We're not talking about weight loss, are we? We're talking about fat loss. And when we talk about it like that, it takes away any of the kind of the other stuff that comes along with weight loss, any of the guilt and all of that sort of, any shaming or any of that sort of stuff. It takes that away, and we are purely talking about something that is going to be good for you when we reduce the fat within the body. Okay, so fat loss is what we are talking about. Not just that though. So when we are making these goals, and this is the difference, this is when, you know, somebody would bring you your SMART goals out here. They have to be forward focused. Us human beings like to be forward focused. We like to be moving forward. Our subconscious is not a massive fan of huge amounts of change. We do have to kind of coax it along and make it realize that it's for our own good, that it's actually more uncomfortable to stay back doing what we're doing there than it is to change something and move forward. So always forward focus. If we're thinking about fat loss, it's I pick on it because it's an easy subject, and I think most people can kind of relate to it. But this could be for any of your goals. You need to be thinking forward. So you don't want to be working from a place of, I want to lose something. I want you to be working towards a goal. So either a set goal, or that you want to be working toward fitting into something, or that you want to actually use like calipers or tape or something to measure. So you're working towards something. It's got to be goal solution focused. So if you're in the self-development world, you will know full well what you focus on grows. Okay, so again, if we're thinking about losing weight, you're like that. I've got to lose weight. I've got to lose weight. I've got to lose weight. What are you focusing on? The weight. What are you going to get? The weight. Okay, focus on the solution. Focus on what you are going to do, the positive, the productive things that you're going to do. Don't focus on the problem. So carrying nicely into positive. Your subconscious does not hear the negative signs, the negative kind of words. Okay, so if you say, I don't know why I keep forgetting this sentence, but I've written it down. So if you say, I don't want to be overweight, your subconscious doesn't hear the don't, just hears the I want to be overweight. Doesn't hear the negative sides of things. So it always has to have a positive, again, forward focus spin on it. It's got to be measurable, because as you may know from the email that we sent out, we're going to run a little competition. And just again, for us human beings, it's nice to have a goal to work towards and a measurable goal to work towards, because then we know that we've achieved it. It has to be fun, okay? We are not going to be in the doing. Okay, we're not like, this is a goal, this is what we're going to work towards, and it's not just like a process. Okay, it has to be fun, otherwise you are not going to stick to it. And it has to be from a place of love for yourself and with feeling. Okay, you are not going to spend any time, any money, any of this effort that you're going to have to put in to achieve a goal on yourself if you do not value yourself to be doing it. Okay, And that, I mean, hey, that might it might take longer than 90 days just to do that bit. But when you're not achieving your goals, this often is the first place to look. All right. If you're not coming from a place of self-love, then it's not happening. Okay. And add the feeling to it. We're going to talk a little bit more about that a bit later on. But these two bits on just on the end of this list are, for me, the most important parts of it. If we flip back to fat loss, because I did leave it off the end of that list and just randomly started talking about poos. Again, make them specific goals. So rather than saying, I want to lose weight, talk about body fat. If there's, I think often Boots have these, the way of measuring body fat. I've got one here. Find out what you are, so you know where you're working from, and then just find out what's a good level for you, and choose where you're going to work your way down to. Visceral fat levels, so much more important than anything else to do with fat. This is your, people call it skinny fat. This is the fat that's placed around your organs. This is the fat that's associated with things like heart disease and strokes and things. This is the one that we need to be focusing on. It needs to be somewhere between 1 and 10, and ideally we want it right down by 1. So find out what it is, and then start to work towards drawing that back down again. Or you could work on building muscle and building up to a certain weight of muscle. And then once you start to build your muscle mass up, it builds your metabolism up. You take more to run when there's more muscle in you. And with these goals, and they're so loaded again with the sort of fat loss, weight loss, I want you to dig a little bit deeper. If this is one of your goals, I want you to ask yourself why. Why is it important that I lose body fat? And it doesn't, I mean, it can't just be because I want to look good in that dress for a non-existent Christmas party this year. Why? Why do you want to look good? Is this a self-esteem thing? Get deeper, and often it's because you want to be fitter and healthier, you want more energy, and ultimately you just want to be healthy and live longer. And that's, get right under why you want to do this, and the same for any of the other goals. That was a long page, huh? So we're all business women, so let's just flip this back into business just very, very briefly. Now, lots of these are directly about fitness, but I mean, they will still work with things like meditation and any of the other goals that you're going to set yourself. It's proven that it enhances creativity. You get sharper memory, quicker learning, improves your concentration, and kind of draws that brain fog away. It makes you more productive. Now, lots of these were about a research that was done about exercising within your working hours. Lots of this was done about sort of office-based things and having gyms. But even with working from home and things, factor the time into your working day, because you're often a bit more structured through your working day. And then there's two things that happen. Because we're women and because we've just taken an hour out of our working day, for the rest of the day, we work like loonies to make sure that we make up for this hour that we spent on ourselves. Heaven forbid. It's like when you come back to work after maternity leave and you're only doing 3 days rather than 5, and magically you get the same amount of work done. It boosts your immune system, so there's less sick days. You've got more energy to do all of the things that you want to do. It's a natural stress reducer, so you don't have to reach for anything else to help you there. And it boosts your confidence. I tell you, when we walk out of our classes, I turn the Zoom camera off after my classes. you're buzzing, absolutely buzzing. If you went and did a class, I mean, Wendy's talking about not wanting to come onto camera all hot and sweaty. We give you a chance to shower, but if you come straight out after a session, you're buzzing. There's like nothing can touch you. And that's, you know, exercise is one of the only things that really, really can do that. It's incredible. So we're going to go into our breakout rooms. I want you to choose your 90-day goal from everything that I have just said there. And I want you to, in your teams, discuss and write down what this would mean to you to achieve it, what it would mean to your health, what it would mean to your business. So I've said, dig deep, don't hold back, okay? Because these meanings are going to be the thing that keeps you going. You know, when you don't want to go and do a challenge, or you don't want to go and meditate, these are the things that are going to keep you going. So within your teams, I want you to work out how you're going to hold yourselves accountable. I've said WhatsApp, but you guys can work it out between you, whatever you want to do. The prize is going to be a month's access into Vitality Rooms, which has got lots of exercise videos, lots of recipes, and then lots of mindset stuff. There's a meditation, a hypnosis, and all sorts in there as well. So I think, hopefully pass you back over to Debbie, because I don't know how to do breakout rooms.
Right, no, I've done them all. Can you stop sharing your screen now? Is that all right? Yeah,
I can.
Okay. So we've got 3 breakout rooms today. We put slightly more people in them. So it's 10 to 11. If we do 5 minutes each, I'll give you the room leaders. So room 1 is Flora. I'll tell you what you need to do in a minute. Don't worry, you don't need to run around the park or anything. It's fun. You can if you want.
Yeah, happy to run around the park.
Room 2 is Carrie. And oh, what's going on with that? Why is that not moving? Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. Room 3 is Angela. Okay. So you've told everybody what to do, Catherine. So 5 minutes from about what you're going to do. And yeah, I mean, you may be doing stuff already, which is great. So you can share that as well. And then the room leaders can come back and tell us what everybody shared. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Perfect.
So I will see you all in, let's have a look, 25 minutes. There we go. So you'll get a little thing that comes up, says join breakout room, just click on it.